Is it too late to start YouTube right now? Is it still possible to break through, build your influence, and get that silver play button and hit 100,000 subscribers and beyond? In this video, you're going to hear the story of Ben Azadi from Keto Camp and his journey from 0 to over 100,000 subscribers and 4 powerful principles that he used to grow his influence here on YouTube. If you're ready to learn how to create more powerful videos that get more views and some productivity, mindset, and other actionable tips for building your influence faster, then stick around because this is the VI Show. Let's get into it. This video is brought to you by vidIQ, the #1 Chrome extension for YouTubers looking for on-point data analysis, research resources, and enhanced video creator tools. Start getting more views in less time today by signing up for free at vidiq.com/influence. That's vidiq.com/influence. Welcome back to the VI Show. I am so fired up for you to be here today. My name is Sean Cannell if you're new to the channel, and Benji Travis and I started this channel, wrote a book called YouTube Secrets, and we're on a mission to help you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. And today's guest is a great example of that. Ben Azadi is the founder of Keto Camp. He recently got his silver play button and is impacting lots of people with a message of health and using some very powerful truths to help people, as well as some strategies that can help us if you want to build an online business, if you want to grow your influence on YouTube, create extra streams of income, and even just get an edge to get more subscribers and be on your journey to 100,000 subscribers. So Ben, welcome to the show. How are you feeling right now?
Sean, I'm excited and grateful to be here with you, brother. Thanks for that introduction.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. For those that are just meeting you, what is it that you do on YouTube? What's your mission?
Our mission is to educate and to inspire 1 billion people on planet Earth, to teach them these ancient healing strategies, keto and fasting, and how to do it the right way so they could essentially understand that they are a masterpiece. I believe every single human being is a masterpiece because we are a piece of the master. So we empower and inspire people, and we teach them these ancient healing strategies on our YouTube channel.
I love that. And I have a question for you. We're going to go back in your story before we get into 4 powerful tips. And the whole interview is going to be packed through actionable strategies that I know are going to benefit the viewer. But how did it feel, Ben? Congratulations. Recently, not only did you hit 100,000 subscribers, but once you submit to get your silver play button, it takes like a little while. When you finally get it in the mail and when you opened it up, how did that feel? And what were some of the emotions when you were looking back on the hard work that you'd been putting in over really just 18 months from 0 to 100,000?
Yeah, well, first of all, I thank you because you played a huge role in that, you and Benji and your whole team. So thank you. So the feeling when I went downstairs and I got the mail, I saw that was from YouTube, and I thought, oh, it must be the plaque. So I took it upstairs. I opened it up, and it was just such a feeling of gratitude, and the fact that 100,000 people saw my work and they decided, I want to hear more. I want to watch more. This information is helping me. It just lights my heart up. It's really oxygen to my soul. And I'll share my story with you and how I kind of went through that whole process. And there have been ups and downs. There have been a lot of challenges, and I have overcome that. So the feeling that I had was just tremendous gratitude and so much thankfulness for those who support the channel and share it with everybody else, and just so much love. And I'm also inspired as well to get the gold plaque and get the next milestone. So there was a healthy dissatisfaction with the plaque when I received it.
I love that. And I do want to get right into your story and take us back, because this right here is your first video. 18 months ago, right at the end of 2018 in December, you decided to upload a video to YouTube and start leaning into YouTube. What was the journey that led up to that point, and why did you decide that this was a place you wanted to build your influence?
Yeah, it's funny you were showing that video with me drawing that poor liver. So I'm somebody who was a health coach. I am a health coach, certified health coach, personal trainer, ex-personal trainer, and owner of a CrossFit gym. And I went through my own health transformation where I lost 80 pounds of fat and I was just obese both physically and mentally back in 2008. And I got my act together, started to read books and focus on my health. And that got me on this journey into health, studying health, researching health, applying it to myself, applying it to my community. So for several years, I was somebody who was traveling to my personal training clients. I was a mobile personal trainer here in Miami, Florida. And then I opened up a CrossFit gym. So I had a brick and mortar and I wanted to help more people. I had this urge, this something was pulling at my heartstrings that's telling me that you're not reaching enough people. You have this powerful message that could save so many lives and prevent illnesses and sicknesses and diseases and surgeries and pills. And I knew that it was my duty, my obligation, and my responsibility to get this information out into the world. So I made a decision to pivot, right? Right now, a lot of you are making decisions to pivot. So I made the decision to get rid of my shares to the CrossFit gym and go from brick and mortar to online click and order, if you will. So I stopped going to clients and doing personal training. I sold my CrossFit gym shares and I went online 100%. And I started really with Facebook and doing a lot of Facebook lives and Instagram lives. And it was really, really slow growth. And then I started to research YouTube. I came across Sean's work, Benji's work. I read or actually listened to YouTube Secrets on Audible. And I was inspired to start a YouTube channel. In fact, I already had a YouTube channel, Ben Azadi, for I think it was 9 or 10 years at that point, but there was no growth, there was no strategy. So I started a brand new channel, Keto Camp. And the reason was because I knew YouTube was the platform for me to take my work and accomplish the goal of reaching all of those people in the world that could use this information. So I started to do a lot of research. I enrolled in Video Ranking Academy eventually. I started to research YouTube and I treated it not like a hobby. I treated YouTube like a 7-figure business. And I think that right there could separate you and your channel from other people who are treating it like a hobby. So I really put in a lot of time and effort. And then I eventually launched that channel and I put out I had 8 videos done before I even launched the channel, and I started to strategically put them out Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday. I made a commitment, and I hope you're taking notes here. Write it down. Make a commitment. I told myself, I'm going to put out a video on my YouTube channel every Monday and every Friday, no matter what. No matter what circumstances, no matter how slow it grows or how fast it grows. So I did that. And here's something that I hope really inspires you. I launched the channel in December of 2018. Now, 4 or 5 months into it, April of 2019, I had 342 subscribers, okay? 4 to 5 months into it. I was still committed to putting out a video every Monday, every Friday, and I was a little frustrated and discouraged with the slow growth. And then something happened. I told myself I'm not giving up, I'm not quitting, because by the way, you only fail if you quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. So I decided to keep pushing forward. And that's where I launched this video you see here. 5 keto fruits you can eat all the time. Actually, it was already launched, but this video started to take off. I started to check my stats on my channel, and all of a sudden this had 4,000 views. A couple hours later, it had 7,000 views. I came back the next morning, it had 20,000 views, and it just took off. And Sean says you're just one video away, one ranked video away. This is the perfect example. That video has gone on and it just surpassed 1 million views. But what it did that month that it took off, it took my subscribers from 342 to 5,000 to 10,000. And I started to just really double down now on content. I went from 2 videos to 3 a week to 4 a week. And I started to put even more energy. So you could see here, 1 million views, 440,000 views. And these videos started to take off. And I really believe this. It was the universe testing me. It was testing my commitment to the message, the Keto Camp message. How convicted was I? I could have quit and this would have never happened. I would have never seen the fruition and all the seeds I was planted. But it was the universe testing my commitment, and it's the universe testing your commitment. If you have slow growth, how committed are you? Eventually, you're going to be that stream that beats the rock, because the stream beats the rock. It's that constant commitment, that consistency that pounds the rock over time, and you win. So that's my journey right there. And right now we're over 100,000 subscribers. We are committed to getting 500K and then 1 million, and we're changing so many lives. I mean, I can't tell you the comments I read every single day from individuals who have gone off their medication, reversed type 2 diabetes, no longer have insulin resistance, cured these diseases that they thought were incurable, and that's because I never gave up. So it is your duty and responsibility and obligation to get your work out there and never quit.
Man, commitment, never quit. Influencers, what are you committed to? Tell us in the comments below. And a couple questions for you. What's your mission? I love Ben's mission. What's your mission? And I think there's something about capturing and even articulating and post it in the comments, a powerful mission that keeps you motivated to impact others and make a difference in the lives of others. And what are you committed to? You know, one of the things you maybe can't necessarily commit to is, I'm committed to get 100,000 subscribers in the next 12 months. Well, you may or may not actually reach that goal, but you know what you can control? How many uploads are you going to do a week? Are you going to show up no matter what, like Ben with the 3 uploads, double down on content? What is your commitment in terms to how many videos a week you are going to post? Ben, so inspiring. And if you're getting value out of this video, hit the like button. So let's get into these tips and really talk about now over the last 18 months as you've been posting videos. The first strategy that you shared with me here is research. You got to come up with smart content ideas. So break down that process of how you actually got videos done, but particularly where you were coming up with these videos and how you stumbled on even like some of your hits, because yeah, you're one video away, and you know, congratulations on some of the keto fruits, man, 1 million views, like just crazy, as well as so many others that are impacting at different levels. Research, coming up with smart content ideas. What's that mean?
Yeah, you know, you always say, Sean, before you even hit record, do your research. So I learned that from you. So some of the things that I do, or some tips for you influencers out there, is to, whenever you think it, you got to ink it, right? So if you have an idea and you're inspired, save that somewhere, right? Either write it on a piece of paper or put it in your phone. Have an Evernote tab or whatever you want to use, your notes tab on your iPhone. But if you think it, you ink it. We don't want to lose that idea. We don't want to lose that inspiration. You come back and you have a whole list of things that inspired you, and then you start doing research. So I have turned my car into a research vehicle, right? I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to Audible books. I'm listening to things that are going to inspire me and actually help with my content. So these are ways, these are little hacks that I've been able to implement in my life. And anytime I have an idea, I always put it into my phone. So when I'm walking my dog, I'm listening to not music, I'm listening to a podcast. I'm listening to something that I know will spark an idea for a new video. And when I have an idea for a new video, I dive deep into that topic. For example, right now, I'm finishing up 40 days of carnivore. So I'm going deep right now into researching the carnivore diet, because I'm going to release a video and a podcast all about my experience and some of the research behind it. So now when I'm washing the dishes or I'm making coffee in the morning, I'm listening to information about the carnivore diet, and I'm jotting down in my phone some of the nuggets I want to put in my video. So when you're working out, listen to something that could help you with your videos. When you're walking your dog, driving your car, these are things we can do on a daily basis that really gives you a lot more time back, and you could actually put it into a folder. So what I do, I used to use Evernote to document which video I want to do, some of the notes and bullet points before I even hit record. I transition now to Google Docs, but whatever you want to use. So now when I go and I sit in front of the camera or stand in front of the camera, I'll hit record, and I'll have all of my bullet points, all of my notes that I make sure I hit in front of me, right? And I'm getting that, putting that into the video, and I'm not missing anything. And it's going to help your content. It's going to make sure you're delivering the message you want to deliver. One of the most important things I've learned from Sean is that deliver on the message of the title, right? If you're doing 5 keto fruits that you can eat all the time, then deliver on the message. I did. I researched and I made sure I listed all 5 fruits, but I also explained why. What is it going to do for you? How can you have it and still be in ketosis? So I had all that done in front of me. And now you look and that video has over 1 million views. So I encourage you to make sure you're always saving an idea. You're doing research, you're putting it in bullet point format. And when you hit that record button, you have it in front of you and you're not scrambling to think, oh, did I forget something? Oh, what if I missed that? No, it's all in front of you. So that's such an important hack for you. The research is number one.
Man, so powerful. And I want you influencers to catch one of the things Ben really emphasized there that I think we can see is that he's really putting in serious work, research, and study to deliver on the promise of really, medical health related things. Like he's putting in his due diligence. Prior planning prevents poor performance. It's that preparation. And it's also that quality of the content, because I really believe this, that cream always rises to the top of the cup, no matter how many cups of coffee you pour. Your videos will rise on YouTube when you deliver real value. And Ben, at times, would you say, like, how much, and obviously you have a whole lifetime of or years of study, so it's always a compound effect that might be put into like a 5 to 10 minute video or a 30-minute live stream. But for one topic, like maybe this carnivore diet video that's coming up, how much thinking and strategy and research have you really put into that video by the time you think you record it?
Yeah, I'm putting in at least 3 to 5 hours on a video before I even, record it. And you might be thinking, man, that's a lot of work. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Well, you got to treat this as a 7-figure business and not a hobby. And if you're committed to your message, then it makes a lot of sense. When you're committed, then you do whatever it takes, right? To give you an example, this is perfect for Sean, who has a baby on the way. For parents out there, when your baby wakes up in the middle of the night and has a whole bunch of poop in their diaper, just because you don't feel like changing those diapers, that's not going to stop you because you're committed to your baby and you're going to go do it, right? So treat your YouTube like a baby. Treat your brand and your message like a baby, like your baby, and stay committed to it, because then it'll just eliminate all the justifications and distractions and excuses to why you shouldn't spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on a video before you even hit record. So we want to make sure we get rid of the disease excuseitis, stay committed to your message, and you're going to grow so much faster when you do so, because like Sean said, the cream rises to the top. Content, delivering on your message, on your content is more important than production. But imagine if you could deliver on your message with amazing content and have killer production. That is that 1-2 punch that's going to make your channel just explode, and you're going to reach more people doing it that way.
That brings us to tip 2, which is production. And one of the ways you've been able to get out so much content is batch producing videos. But I want to break down some tactical tips about your journey of how you got videos done, the gear you maybe started with, what you use now, and kind of your production process. You pump out a lot of content. So what are your tips for production?
Yeah, so research number one, right? So now you have all of these Google Docs or Evernotes or whatever it is full of pages. Now it's time to actually crank out the production. So if you're somebody who works 9 to 5, or maybe you are an entrepreneur and you have a full schedule, then what you can do, and I've done this before, is to carve out, just select one day per month where you batch content. You're changing your t-shirts in between videos so the audience, has some sort of change. And you're blocking out maybe 5, 6, 7 hours. It doesn't even have to be that much, but you're blocking out a certain time block where you have all your research in front of you, and you just hit record and you knock out all those videos for the entire month. This does not mean to have your YouTube channel grow, you don't have to record videos every single week. It could be once per month. And I do that. I do that a lot. So what I do is I make sure I record quality YouTube videos with great content. And now I have these videos 10 to 15 minutes in length that I could start cutting up in 60 to 90 second segments and start repurposing on all my other social media outlets. So I am everywhere right now. My brand, my message is on TikTok. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on LinkedIn. It's on Twitter. I'm not recreating these videos. It's not me working again and again. It's the same one video or 2 videos that I cut out and repurpose and now distribute on all the social media platforms. To give you an example, I could take a 15-minute YouTube video that I have right now, and I could get 10 to 20 social media posts from that one video, right? So for me, all roads lead to YouTube. I put in the effort, the production, the time to getting in a quality YouTube video, and that's the YouTube video that I cut up and distribute all across my platform. So I'll share a little bit about some of the equipment that I used to use. You want me to share about that now, Sean?
For sure.
Okay, so I use, I used to use, because Sean inspired me to get a new camera, I used to use the Canon 6D, right? It's not even a new camera. I've had it for 5 or 6 years, and I'm still able to crush because the content is key. So now I transitioned and I upgraded to the, so that's the one I used to have. I still have it, but I'm not using it. Now I upgraded to what Sean recommended, which is the Sony A6600, which I love. It's actually fantastic, continuously recording, and I have it right here in front of me. So I use that. I'm using the Rode Link mic. Yeah, that's the Sony right there. It's such a sweet device. Thank you for that tip, Sean. And the Rode Link lavalier is what I'm using for the audio. And sometimes I'll throw in my iPhone 11 as a side angle camera. I'll put it on a tripod, and I'll have the iPhone 11 recording. And it doesn't have to be the iPhone 11. It could be any phone you have as a side angle, right? It's going to help engage the audience. It's giving a different angle. So I have that right there. And then I just press record, right? And I got the video rolling, and then I send it off to my editor. And I don't know where you want me to take it from there, Sean.
No, I love that. And for those that would say, okay, batch producing seems maybe a little bit intimidating, like getting one video done seems daunting. What are tips for showing up and recording powerfully? And like, what if you stumble? Do you have any tips if you get stuck or stumble to get through these 3, 4, 5, however many videos you shoot in one batch?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question, because you're going to stumble. It happens to me all the time, still to this day. So a little power hack for you here is when you mess up in a video, let's say, I'll give you an example. In this video, I'm going to break down keto fruits for you. Oh, I messed up, right? So I'm going to reset and then go right back to it. So we want to make sure we're giving, if you're the editor or your editor, you have an editor, we're going right back to reset. So if you're looking down at your notes, for example, let's say I'm talking about, so the carnivore diet, the research is clear. It helps with autoimmune. It helps with the gut. And then I go and I look down at my notes. Okay, it helps with the brain. I go back, I reset. It helps with brain function, as opposed to the carnivore diet helps with the brain, helps with the gut. And then I look down, but then I look up, and as I look up, I'm speaking again, right? It's hard to kind of clip that together. So a pro tip for you is to come back and reset to where you just were if you're looking at your notes or if you stumble, and you could edit all that out. I mess up to this day over and over and over, and my editor just takes it out and it rolls very smoothly. And if you're your own editor, that's fine. I was my own editor getting started as well. So that's a little pro tip for you if you stumble.
That's so good. And a couple questions were coming in. I want to actually ask the community, what camera do you use to create content? Let us know in the comments. And Tiger Spreadsheet was wondering about the switch from Canon to Sony. The reason I recommended the A6600 was a couple really practical reasons. I think if you want to move into really crispy 4K video, that's one. But even if you don't, it's an unlimited time recording limit. And actually knowing that Ben likes to sometimes record long trainings in front of a whiteboard and break down things. A lot of these cameras have 30-minute time limits at Canon M50, even other Sonys or Nikons. So the fact that the newer Sony mirrorless cameras have an unlimited time record limit, the 6600 has a bigger battery life, has a headphone jack and a mic jack. It's actually kind of a YouTuber's dream camera. It has the IBIS if you want to use it for vlogging as well. And all of those 61, 400, 6600, they're all really great, but the 6600 is kind of at the top of the mountain there and worth the investment if you can stretch it. So we'll link to a video talking more about that if you're thinking about upgrading your camera this year. And hit like if you're getting value out of the training so far and the tips that Ben is breaking. We've got 2 more tips coming. And so the next one also ties right into a question, Ben, and it's team and systems. Tell us about how you started solo, but Tiger Spreadsheet on the live recording also asked any tips for hiring an editor. So what was your progression of getting started and doing everything by yourself and then scaling into having a team help you?
Yeah, great question. And so, yeah, at first I was doing a lot of the editing myself. I was saving on cost, and sometimes you got to do that. You don't have the income yet, so you do a lot of the dirty work until you start getting the income, which is a natural process, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So eventually, I had enough income coming in where I could actually hire a video editor. So I went to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and I started looking for video editors. I started looking for like ratings and reviews and different some of their brochures and some of the work they've done, and I was able to find a solid editor on Fiverr.com. Right, so that's one resource for you. I also use Fiverr for other things like just graphics and things of that nature. You could use it for thumbnails if you don't want to do your own thumbnails. But then I also got I have an assistant now who helps big time with a lot of my work and with comments and making sure everything is organized. And I found my assistant on Upwork.com. So that's another great resource for you, Upwork.com. And if you want to make your own thumbnails, you can make it over at Canva.com. It's a free resource. Most of the stuff on there are free. Actually, I make all my thumbnails myself on Canva just because I like that. I know Sean has a similar thought process. I like that creation process. So I use Canva.com. And Sean, do you want me to go into kind of how I have it structured with my team and what I do?
Yeah, so I love that you kind of added people, and then after that, we'll talk about even that whole repurpose house thing in tip 4. So mainly, yeah, tell us about your core team, and there's some really good questions. Like Denise was wondering, like, how'd you even let go editing? Trusting somebody else, so that transition into even trusting a team.
Yeah, good one. Good question. Well, you have to have the faith, and you got to give it a shot. And it's going to take some time, but we go back and forth. No, I didn't want it like that. No, what are you doing? I don't like the way that font looks. No, why'd you use that B-roll? But it's going to be a process, but it's all part of it. Once you get this communication process down pat, then you have a video editor that you like, you trust, it does a great job, and it's a relationship that you build over time. So there's some growing pains, but over time, it gets much better, and you just communicate and tell them what you don't like, what you do like, and they'll listen to you.
I love that. And then overall, how do you have your team structured? And, I really think we're going to have you back on Video Influencers. Let us know in the comments if you'd love to see. Benny's already dropped so much fire to talk kind of about the business. You've got multiple different streams of income, and that's really not even the topic of today's interview. Obviously, it takes money to invest in a team, but how do you have your team structured, and why when it comes to getting your YouTube content done?
Yeah, we'll talk about that on a future episode about the income streams. I'll just drop a quick nugget right there. 36,000 emails just from YouTube, and over 400 members in my online membership program paying $39 a month. So hopefully that inspires you, but we'll talk about that in a future episode. So yes, how do I have my team structured? Well, my video editor, so what I do is I'll stand or sit in front of my tripod and I'll record the video. The video is done with a whole bunch of errors and mess ups and all these things that should not be in the video. And then I upload that to Google Drive, and then I submit that link to my editor. So I give my editor the Google Drive. My editor has access to my B-roll account. So I have an account with videoblocks.com where I use a lot of professional B-roll for my videos. I'm not actually I'm not filming those B-rolls myself, which you can do, which is great. But I actually use videoblocks.com, and I have a monthly membership. I think it's like $40 a month. And my editor, I give him my username and password, and he goes into my video blocks and he uses B-roll he seems fit for the video, and he does his magic. He does all the cuts. He goes in, zooms out, cuts out all the mess ups, and then he submits it to me, and I review it. So I'm the one who actually reviews it right now. I want to make sure it looks good. Let's say it comes back and he used a B-roll that didn't really make sense to me. I'll say, hey, at this marker, can you use a different B-roll? I submit that, and then he submits it back, and then I double check it, and it looks good. And then I finalize the order with him on Fiverr. Now I have this Google Drive, download the video. It's ready to rock and roll. That's where we actually upload it to YouTube. We put the timestamps, and we get the thumbnail going. I do the thumbnail. I have somebody actually finally doing my timestamps for me. So what I do is I upload the video, and then we follow the whole process that I've learned in Video Ranking Academy, which is to make it go viral the first 24 hours and to make sure we get as much traction as possible right after it's released. So once the YouTube video is released, that's when I start doing all the things to get that video to grow, sending it out to my email, posting about it on my social media, getting it out to as many avenues as possible, texting my mom, texting my sister, texting my girlfriend, sending it to my friends. Hey, check out this new video I just did. It's going to be crucial for you to get as much traction right after you publish that video on YouTube. So once that video is done, then I'll start looking back at that video and cutting out 60 to 90-second segments that I really thought were great segments. So if I talked about the 5 keto fruits, maybe I'll just take out the part where I talked about blueberries, and I'll get that and I'll submit it to a company that I use called Repurpose House. They're fantastic because what they do is they'll take that 90-second segment or whatever it is, and they'll do what you see here. They'll put the title of the video, they'll put the transcriptions, and then they'll brand it to my branding. So I'll submit that, and then the next morning I'll have a ticket with that asset. It'll be the IGTV, which you see right here in front of you. It'll be square format. It'll be a Twitter format. And they'll also give me some image quotes like you see right here that's customized to my branding. So Repurpose House gives this all to me. And then my assistant, Andrea, she distributes all of this to my Instagram, to my LinkedIn, to my Facebook, to my Twitter, to my TikTok, right? It's not me recreating it. Look, this might be what you do at first until you get the income, but this is a way for you to be omnipresent. This is a way for you to grow your brand, your influence. It's exactly what everything they talk about here at Video Influencers. So I use this company. I'll share with you. I do have a special coupon code for you if you want to try them out. The website is repurposehouse.com, and the coupon code is just my full name, Ben Azadi. And what you'll do is you'll get 40% off your first month, which are 3 different. I have the influencer plan here. All the way on the right, but you could choose any plan you want. If you use Ben Azadi, you'll get 40% off. So it's pretty cool because it's kind of like magic. I submit a ticket before 8 p.m. Eastern time, and in my inbox the following morning, I have all of those assets ready for me to rock and roll.
Wow. Hit like if you're getting value out of this video. Ben, you're dropping tactical fire, and we will summarize in the YouTube description all these different great resources. Canva that Ben is using for thumbnails, video blocks for B-roll. Check out Repurpose House, and thanks, Ben, for sharing. That way we could have a discount for those that are ready to take some of their YouTube content and repurpose it across social media. Our 4th point was share and spread your content around social media. Ben's been breaking down how he's been doing that and using things like Repurpose House. And look, just like Ben, I think about my own journey. Now I also have a team helping me over on Think Media. Here on Video Influencers, we have a team, but none of us start that way. You do start by yourself, and it sometimes can seem like a lot to share everywhere, and you may not want to do that at first. You may want to focus just on YouTube, focused on, if you try and chase 2 rabbits, you'll end up catching neither. But chase 1 rabbit, catch it, train it, tame it, get it to obey your commands, which means your videos are coming out consistently, your YouTube channel is growing, and then go chase another rabbit. And that's maybe onboarding, distributing your content further, using tools. But the cool thing is, like, Repurpose House is really it's leverage. When you start to think different, think like a 7-figure business owner, investing in team, investing in scale, so much value that Ben has been breaking down. And I want to pass the question off to you, influencers, today. What are you committed to? How many videos a week are you going to upload now? Maybe let us know how many you have been uploading, and how many subscribers are you at now? Ben, you're something like 350 videos or something like that on the journey to your silver play button, 100,000 subscribers. But all niches are different. All industries are different. It's not like you just posted one video and didn't put in the work. I want to say I respect your grind. I respect the hustle that you've been putting in. And so if you're just joining, research number 1, coming up with smart content ideas. Number 2, batch produce your videos. Find out ways to get multiple videos done in one setting. Eventually, think about investing in an editor, because you can buy your time back, especially as a business owner and entrepreneur. Number three, team and systems. Ben has been so smart in supporting around him, whether that's an assistant, whether that's an editor from Fiverr or Upwork, or that's even Repurpose House is really a team member. It's a system of getting content out. And then number four, share your content using social media. And Ben, I want to ask you a question. Which platforms for you work best when it comes to spreading your micro content?
Yeah, right now LinkedIn is actually after YouTube, it's my best platform. LinkedIn is getting a lot of organic traction on there. So I would recommend utilizing LinkedIn, especially if you have if your niche is business setting or health or nutrition or something like that. So yeah, you can see here I posted this video earlier today, and this is a Saturday. Keep in mind, Saturdays are usually not that busy on LinkedIn, and it already. Thank you, Sean, for that. It already has some traction, right? But I have videos. These are all organic, right? That have 2,000 views, 3,000 views, 5,000 views. So LinkedIn has been great. I'm very consistent. I post every single day on all platforms, okay? I only post once per day on LinkedIn, but on Instagram, 2 to 3 times a day, on Facebook, 2 to 3 times per day. But I would recommend utilizing LinkedIn. It's where Facebook was several years ago. And I think I have like almost 10,000 connections here on LinkedIn. I've only gotten serious with LinkedIn the past year. So it's very fast growth. It's very organic. I have my speaker reel here, right? So companies who actually want to hire me to speak, they see that and they'll pay my speaking fee, and now they'll pay for me to be on Zoom, right? So you could, if you're a speaker, that's a great tip for you. Put your speaker reel in there. Professionals are going to be looking for you on LinkedIn. So I would highly recommend you utilize LinkedIn because the organic growth there is just so sick.
Really, really powerful tip. And influencers, hit the like button if you got value. In a second, we'll do a little bit of Q&A, and in the members area, if you're not here live, I'm going to ask Ben some tips for energy, man. How do you stay focused? What are some hacks to actually have the mental clarity, productivity, emotional energy, and strength to batch produce content? So we're going to get to that in just a second. But as we land the plane, if you got value, hit like. The question of the day: how many videos are you committed to posting a week, and how many subscribers do you have? Ben, thanks so much for adding value, and just want to acknowledge you're so inspiring. Appreciate you just being an example with your life, with what you've overcome, and with how you're helping people on YouTube. I know it's encouraging to me, it's encouraging to the entire video influencer community. But as we land the plane, man, the ups and downs of life, which in the pre-show you were talking about that, whether that was fighting your own health challenges, your own mental, the discouragement and mindsets that we have to overcome. And now even in entrepreneurship, you realize that even no matter what level you're at, you got mo problems. Like as Mason Biggie said, right? Mo money, mo problems. Now it's like, well, now I'm dealing with different levels of team or taxes or different things. What's some encouragement for people that are at every stage in the journey? Maybe they're at 0 subscribers, maybe they're at 500,000. What is just some encouragement to keep going on the journey of entrepreneurship, of building YouTube influence that you could leave with our community?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for the acknowledgement. A lot of my work is a credit to you and your Think Media team. I was just in your Think Media mastermind, which was the best mastermind I ever attended when it comes to building influence in online community. So thank you, Sean. I appreciate your work. I would say this. When it comes to a new goal, right? Whether it's a health goal, a YouTube channel, or whatever it is, there's going to be challenges. It's going to suck at times. I mean, that's the truth, right? When I was going through my health transformation and I started to work out for the first time in my life, I was sore for days and it sucked. I went to parties and I was committed to eating clean, so I said no to chips and beer and soda. I was made fun of, called a wuss. It sucked, right? But here's the deal. And when you start your YouTube channel, it might suck when you don't get the growth you want. But here's the deal. This is my formula. I hope you accept it as your own. Suck, 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 cess. Embrace the suck. Push forward. If you don't quit, you will never fail. Failure is a myth. It only exists when you give up. When you're committed to your goal, any stumbling block you have, any setback you have, it's not a stop sign. It's a stepping stone. So we want to make sure we keep our eyes on the prize. Keep your eye on your why. When your why becomes strong, your how becomes easier. Sean says all the time, reasons before results. Okay? I hope you write that down. Reasons before results. So I encourage you to just keep pushing forward. And whenever you have those limiting beliefs, those thoughts that tell you, I'm not good enough to do what Sean does, to do what Ben does, you're not competing against anybody else. You're not competing against me, Sean, Benji, anybody else. The only person you are competing against is who you were yesterday. So I challenge you every single day to beat yesterday. Develop these small habits every single day. Sean says all the time, small tweaks for giant peaks. One of my favorite quotes is, the chains of habits are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken. So build healthier habits and crush each day.
Ben Azadi, Keto Camp. Man, hit the like button if you got value out of this video. Check out the channel Keto Camp and get your mind right, your energy right for tips on intermittent fasting and experiencing just the transformational power of weight loss through ketogenics. Link in the description below. And for another video from Video Influencers, if you're ready to grow your channel faster, just click or tap the screen for a video on our 7-step process of growing your influence here on YouTube, or for another video from Video Influencers, just click or tap the screen. Hey, we're in your corner helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon. Peace.